Life will never be the same. Every day you go through different situations to create a different person. Don't think I say this to be negative. No, I say this because it all depends on how you treat your situation. You see, it doesn't matter who you are. Us as humans, we're put on this earth to learn. There's a reason why we're not born with all the knowledge in the world. We must learn things every day to keep being great. The trick is you must keep learning or force yourself to learn. But if you really want to be better, you never really have to force yourself to learn. Knowledge is power. And nowadays, we look at power as money. But then again, if you have all this knowledge, you can make infinite amount of money. How that works is simple. You make money by having a certain thing you do, a certain job. So now what happens if you could do a lot of other jobs? On top of computer programming, you know how to sing. That's very different, but let's just go with it. You know how to sing. So now on top of being a computer programmer, you know how to sing. And now you're making more money. And now on top of being able to know how to sing, you know how to make beats. And on top of being able to know how to make beats, you know how to make things go viral. You know how to control Instagram's dynamics or whatever the case may be. The more you learn, the more money you can get. Because knowledge is really power nowadays, and we fail to realize that. And if you don't think you can know it, everybody can. Everybody on this world can learn what everybody else knows. You just have to take more times than others and actually study the material. You got to put yourself in more positions. You have to find mentors, read more books, and simply just get through life, because you're already going to be put through these difficult missions to be better. So learn from these difficult missions. Don't make them bring you down. That'll be the opposite. That'll do the opposite of what it's really meant to do. It's really meant to make a better person, not a worse person. Okay? Find mentors. Work for free. It'll be worth it at the ending of it. You're not here working because you need money now. You're here doing it because you need money in the long run. So work for people for free, or maybe they'll feel gracious enough to pay you something. But always offer yourself. A lot of the great minds now were the pets of other great minds, and now they're doing better than the people that they were being taught by. So don't be ashamed. Don't ever be ashamed to tell somebody, if you can teach me how to do this and this, I'll work for you. Or you don't even have to teach me. Just let me be around so I can understand the vibe of how it works, so I can start listening and write notes. And I'll get you your coffee. I'll bring you your food. You need me to do paperwork, I'll do the paperwork. But then that's the trick right there. He needs you to do paperwork. Beautiful. You'll know how to do the paperwork, one, for whatever you're doing or want to learn. And you'll get to read the paperwork. So now you're understanding what's going into these certain piles that you're creating. For example, the military has different branches. Army, Marines, so on and so forth. But what about special forces? They're the group that can be put in any situation and still come out of it alive, even though the situation may have seemed impossible. But how do you get to be like this? You get put in the worst situations possible, and then you get forced to train in those horrible situations. But it's not like you're doing it once. You're doing it 1,000 times. And it's not just one situation. It's a million different situations. So you're constantly being brought up with new things. You're constantly learning new things. And you're being tougher in these situations, making it so you can excel when other people cannot. So what I'm trying to get at here is, why does it have to be them? You see, that correlates into life. God puts these difficult situations in our lives because He wants us to learn from it. Because He knows the only way we'll do better is if we get put through difficult situations and come out on top. So He wants you to come out on top. So if you're thinking of yourself that you can't, then you're doing the opposite of what He wants you to do. He wants to see you succeed. Stop letting your brain say otherwise. But that's the thing. These tests keep coming back to back. It will never stop. It will never stop. The reason why it will never stop is because every day you're being molded to be a new person. And even if you're 80, 90, the next day is still a challenge. So it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how good you are of a person or how bad. These tests will always get run through you. And they will always mold you to be a different person. That's why they're there. Okay? But that's what I'm trying to get at. What I'm trying to get at is it will never end. So learn from these situations. Learn what you have to learn from these situations. And keep excelling in what you do.